bitches, every city in my tribe. Look behind. Booty dominate the world, peaches right.
Wait, female never lie. Everybody lies. Look,
that's not what I'm saying.
Look, now I'm going to tell you something. Everybody lies. You know why they lie? Because of their selfish reason. They want to picture themselves the better than they are, and that's the problem. And when you go to a relationship, and when you are in a relationship for 1 or 2 years, all the mask, all the lies fall down.
You know,
and then you see how you did. You know,
for all the hate,
real oversimplification of it. Relationships are complex. They are dynamic. They are ever changing, as well as the two people within the relationship.
When you lie to your partner, even once, everything you base after that is based on a lie. It's not based on the truth. It's not based on emotions, on respect, or stuff like that. You know, it's based on the lie, nothing else. And that's the problem. We lie to each other.
Are you under the impression that women who don't have a lot of partners are getting any less hate than women who do have a lot of partners? Because I assure you that's not the case.
No, I'm not under that impression. I'm not, look, I'm not naive. You get me? I'm not naive. I wasn't born yesterday. Like everybody, I had 3 partners. I had 4 partners. You know, that's not the point. The point is that we are all the time we are talking. We are making. Sorry, I need to configure this good. We are always using the worst of us as an example. We are not using the best of us. Male and female, we are not using best of us as the example how to treat each other, how to act. We are using the worst of us. So you see, when we started to use the best of us, then we can go forward. Because if the best of us are the standard, then the worst of us are just the worst. You know, not the starting point of every conversation. Like, you get me? If you go outside, if you meet a man and he drinks 10, 5, 6, 7, 8 beers, and he do it next week and the next week and every weekend, like, you got yourself an alcoholic in your relationship, and you cannot expect that in future, I don't know, 5 years, he will stop drinking because of you. No, he won't. You know, and when somebody, no, I'm doing that just for fun. Like, those are the basic things. When you start to choose your partner, you have to see deeper than we are looking right now. Like, every man now is looking how a female is dressed, how big boobs she has, what's the makeup, what's the clothes, what's the mark of the clothes, what's the cell phone and stuff like that. You know, we are so superficial in every possible way, in every possible direction. We are going. That is absurd.
You brought up drinking. You brought up drinking. Right? You brought in your example. So I'm going to look at that as like a metaphor for toxic masculinity. Drinking is terrible. It's terrible. Drinking is terrible, but it's also really, really encouraged in our culture. It's something that is associated with having a good time, but it is literally toxic. Like, literally the reason drinking is so popular is because it's destroying your body and eating your brain. Like, that's literally the point of drinking. And you know, they're presented as this thing. You're smarter, you're cleverer, you're more charming, people see you as having a good time and the whole thing. And we have this thing of the way we see it and the way it actually is. And so ingrained in our society. Exactly. Yeah. And in order for people to get out of that, out of drinking, they have to go through a long process of just carefully picking apart every culturally reinforced thing they've ever been exposed to, so that they can eventually get to the point where they don't have to rely on those default behaviors to like feel accepted, to like themselves, to give love to others, you know? So
of course, that's the point I want to make. If you have a guy who's drunk and you have a girl who is sexually I don't know, like glowing sexually. His brain is fucked up, and the chance for somebody to assault a girl like that is very big. So when you take in consideration how many assaults happen when somebody is intoxicated on drugs or stuff like that, you see what can be a part of that problem. You know, when you, it's a, just a part of that problem, but you have to start solving problems from the beginning, not from the end. You know,
But
we
that's
have
not life.
in my
You
country,
don't solve a problem at this point in your life and somehow no other problems happen after that. That's not how it works, man.
but you have to start from
We
somewhere.
are electrons shooting through space. I mean, that's like, or not, we are atoms. I mean, it's just, you can't, this whole thing of causality and this sort of idea of like, oh, you messed up there, and because you made a bad choice of choosing a man, you're responsible for everything that happens because you didn't do enough at this point over here. Like, I hear that all the time from men, and it just takes men, it lets men right off the hook for their behavior, because the woman is always, it is the responsibility is always put on her, and women are always told that they should have known, but at the same time, women are told over and over and over that they're here to fix men. You look at all movies, it's like that a woman comes along and fixes a man, she says a few things and da da da, she fixes that guy. TV, all through our culture, women are placed in that position where they have to fix men. But if they can't, then it's like, oh, well, you chose wrong. That's your responsibility. You should have figured out this thing at the beginning. And it's
Look,
ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man.
you are just making an excuses. You
I'm
know,
not making any
uh,
excuses. I'm pointing out a way that men make
yeah,
excuses
yeah.
for
Listen,
themselves.
do you really think that females are here to socialize the men? Because without
No,
them,
I'm not.
we
I'm
will act like.
saying that is a major message. You said earlier that you
But
felt that
it's
people are
true.
being bombarded with
No,
messages,
no,
and
look,
that's
it's
one of
true.
them. I'm following your point, and I'm saying that's a message that men are
Look,
given.
before my wife, I was a biker. I had a shitty life. I was a cheater. I was a fucking bastard, and I was a piece of shit. You know, she gave me the chance to change. She
See?
socialized me, and that's it. You know, I changed myself. I changed myself for the love of a special woman, and that's it. There is a woman who can change you, and there's just some guys who will never
You
change.
Why
proved
do
my
you want to
point
give
exactly.
women
You
a
proved my
job?
point.
Why do you want to give women a job in a relationship?
Oh, I didn't hear it. Sorry.
Why do you want to give women a job in a relationship?
No,
It is
it's not a job.
to change him, to make him better. Like, why can't he be better?
Men are better. I confess I wasn't a good man.
See, every guy thinks that he can have that redemption story. Every guy, it's assumed that he gets to make good eventually. But a woman makes a bad choice, and it's like, oh, well, she should have known better, da 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 da. And I mean, that's the double standard. That's the
No,
double
it's not.
standard.
No, it's not. It's not the double standard. You know why it's not the double standard? Because you can see if somebody loves you, if somebody wants to change for you and had enough shit in his life, or he's just want to be a boy toy and play around and be an asshole for the rest of his life. There are two types of men. There are men who wants to have family and do everything for their family, and then there is another kind of man who doesn't give a fuck, and that's it. You know.
I'm so fucking cute, bitch. I'm so fucking cute.